Yeah, right. Oh, right. Yeah, I'm ready. All over. Right. No, I don't think we need to do that.
So Miss Kitty, now that you're home, you have to make more fresh cookies.
Say what?
You have to make more fresh cookies.
Oh, cookies.
Uh-huh.
And Kim bought me a big bag of walnuts here.
Oh, wow.
Then bless your heart. Wait for some cookies.
I am.
That's what she.
Is Attorney on? Attorney Rainey on? He is. Okay. He's on the phone. I'm not hearing. Okay. All right. Ms. K. Robinson, are you on? You ready?
I am.
Board members, everybody ready?
Yes.
All right. We called the meeting, open session meeting for the Weldon City School Board of Education to order at 7:21 p.m. As we call our meeting to order, let us prepare to read together our mission statement. Let us all read together. The mission of Weldon City School District is to create and maintain a highly effective educational system in which every student receives the highest quality education. School employees and parents work together to prepare students to become caring, competent, and responsible citizens who value education as a lifelong process. Thank you so much. At this time, board members, I would ask that you would review our agenda for the evening. Please review your agenda. Are there any additions or deletions to our agenda for tonight? All right. Hearing none, motion will be in order to approve our agenda for May 20th, 2021.
I make a motion that we approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion has been moved by Mrs. Bird Robinson and seconded by Ms. Hale that we approve our agenda for tonight. You've heard that motion. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion, would you let it be known by your voice vote? Ms. Jenkins? Aye. Ms. Harrison?
Yes.
Ms. Hale?
Aye.
Mr. Williams?
Yeah.
Mrs. Bird Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. K. Robinson?
Aye.
And O.D. Sykes, aye. Let the record reflect unanimous approval for our agenda for tonight. At this time, we will ask if Mrs. Donna Harrison would share with us thought for the evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
Thought for the evening. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dream. So I say to our graduates this May, dream big, be grateful, give love, and laugh a lot, because the heart need laughter. It makes the soul merry. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Harrison, for the thought for the evening. At this time, we will ask our principal of our Weldon Elementary Global Academy if she would come and share greetings for the evening.
Good evening, Board Chair.
Good evening.
Board members, Superintendent Contract, Central Services staff, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Weldon Elementary Global Academy, myself, my co-captain, Mr. Hunter, and my staff, it is my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to tonight's event. Weldon Elementary Global Academy is very proud and honored to be able to host this evening's monthly board meeting. And would like to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us tonight. Just before we get started, I'd like to express my gratitude to all of you who were so generous to help us and make this event come together smoothly. We couldn't have done it without you. Once again, welcome to our facility, and thank you for all you do for Weldon City Schools.
All right. Thank our principal and assistant principal of Weldon Elementary Global Academy for greeting us and welcoming us to this school building on this evening. At this time, it is a great day in the life of the Weldon City Schools District that we come tonight at this meeting to announce and approve the contract of our newly elected superintendent. And so we will at this time prepare to have a motion to approve our superintendent contract, the superintendent contract of Dr. Michael A. Myrick, and then we will give proper introduction of him after we shall entertain this motion.
I make a motion to approve the new superintendent's contract of Dr. Michael Myrick.
Second.
Motion has been made by Ms. Tiffany Hale and seconded by Mrs. Bird Robinson that we approve the contract for our newly elected superintendent, Dr. Michael A. Myrick. Board members, you have heard that motion. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion, would you let it be known by your voice vote? Ms. Bird Robinson?
Aye.
Mr. James Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Tiffany Hale?
Aye.
Ms. Donna Harrison?
Yes.
Mrs. Edith Jenkins? Ms. Kay Robinson?
Aye.
And O.D. Sykes, aye. Let the record reflect unanimous approval of our newly elected superintendent's contract. It is my pleasure at this time to present to the Weldon City School District for the very first time our newly elected superintendent, Dr. Michael A. Myrick, and I will ask that he would stand at this time and face all of us. And as he sustained, you can go ahead on to the podium, Dr. Myrick, because we're going to give opportunity for you to have comments, but I just want to give a brief introduction of Dr. Myrick. He received his bachelor's degree from Elizabeth City State University. He received his master's and his doctorate degree from Virginia State University. He is married. He and his wife have 2 children. He is a lifelong educator. I'll say it in that respect. I'll list some of his community involvement and engagement. He is the former president of the Oxford Rotary Club, Rotary International. He serves on the Oxford Advisory Council for the Boys and Girls Club of Central North Carolina, and on the advisory board of the Vance Granville Community College School of Arts and Sciences. He also serves on the board of directors for the North Carolina Association of Supervision and Curriculum Development, and on the North Carolina Science, Mathematics, and Technology Education Center. He comes to us from the Granville County area, and we are delighted to have him after having gone through a rigorous process of interviewing and several rounds of interviews, and after having approximately 38 individuals to apply for the position of superintendent of our district. Dr. Myrick is the one that this school board has chosen to be the next leader, our academic leader at the helm of our ship of Weldon City Schools District. Let's welcome Dr. Myrick again and thank him for willingness to come to us. Dr. Myrick, we yield at this time for you to give comments and expressions that you would have for us and for our community.
Thank you. Good evening, Chairman Sykes and Vice Chairwoman Bird Robinson,
Evening.
board members, Attorney Rainey, Dr. Compton, students, faculty, staff, and administration. Before I start, I would like to say I sat in the library this evening waiting, and I sat there very, very quietly. As people were coming in, I didn't know what to say or who to talk to, so I just kind of sat there with my head down. So thank you. I want to take a few moments just to introduce some special people that came with me tonight. My wife, Flo, my children Jaden and Andrew, my sister Maxine, my brother Calvin, who should be home resting, but he's here, and I'm very happy that he dragged himself out tonight. My sister-in-law Patricia, his wife, and of course my mother-in-law, Angie Turner. I would also just like to thank my current supervisor, Dr. Lisa McLean. She's also my friend. We went to college together, and she has really been a mentor to me over these last couple of years. And I would also just like to take a moment to acknowledge my Granville County Schools colleagues. I'm humbled that the board chose me as Weldon City Schools next superintendent. And I want to thank you for your confidence in my leadership. It is an exciting time in education, and it is my distinct honor to lead and once again become part of Weldon City Schools. My return to Weldon City Schools as superintendent is full circle, as I started my career here at Weldon High School as a lateral entry English teacher. And this evening, when I walked back into the building, I was quickly reminded of a very embarrassing moment that happened with me here. It wasn't embarrassing to me. I didn't realize it until I got home. But I showed up for the first day of the school year for all the teachers in a pair of denim shorts that were mauve and a very colorful shirt. When I got home that evening, my mother said, "Well, where did you go today?" And I told her I went to work. And I was 22 years old, and I thought she was going to whip me. She said, "I know you did not leave out of this house to go to work dressed like that." So that memory came back full force when I walked into the door tonight. Over the years, I have watched many of the students I taught my first year become successful and impactful citizens in their respective communities. That is one great thing about social media. I'm able to see those students that I thought I had destroyed that first year teaching. But to see them as doctors and educators and self-employed business owners, that makes me very proud. And it also makes me proud to know those are the things that we can continue to accomplish in Weldon City Schools. As I start this new journey, I look forward to leading and working with each student to prepare the next generation of outstanding leaders who graduate from Weldon City Schools. The COVID-19 pandemic, as much as it pains me to even mention pandemic, looking around the room and seeing the mask, this has given us a time to pause and think differently about how we educate our students. Dr. Compton, thank you for your steady leadership during these challenging times. Faculty, staff, administration, thank you for the numerous thankless hours that you spent planning and teaching this year. I know exactly what you're going through because we are going through that same thing in my district right now. As we transition to a new era, we should understand that the challenges that lie before us are an opportunity to achieve tremendous success. Together, Weldon City Schools will become a world-class district. And we want to do that by shoring up our foundation, layering it with solid supports, and being laser focused on high achievement for every facet of Weldon City Schools community. Again, I am grateful for this homecoming and excited to charge forward in this new era with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Myrick, for your heartfelt remarks tonight and expressions. And we certainly look forward to the teamwork, the collaboration together as the elected Board of Education and you being our chief academic leader. We are very optimistic, we are very hopeful, and we're certainly looking forward to charging forward into waters that we have never charted before. And we certainly encourage you to get busy. Your start date will be July 1. He will be starting the school year with us July 1. And so we are excited to have him on board with us. And I say this with great respect and humility. I know that you have seven different minds on this board, but not speaking for them all, but I can say that all of us do have this one thing at the forefront of our minds, and that is making sure that our children receive the very best education that we can give unto them. And you are the elected person, and this board is going to work with you. And we're looking forward to marvelous, wonderful, magnificent things to happen within Weldon City Schools District. And I will also yield to our Vice Chair, Mrs. Bird Robinson, if you would have any comments that you would like to add as well.
Just welcome. Weldon is very near and dear to my heart. I am a graduate of Weldon City Schools and undergrad at Elizabeth City State University as well. So I look forward to you giving our students, our staff, all that you have and making Weldon above all of the schools in our state.
All right. Any other board member have any comments of welcome? Tonight, not pressuring anybody, but want to give everybody opportunity to say a word or two if they would like.
Dr. Merritt, want to tell you I'm very happy to have you back in Weldon again. I remember when you first came here, I didn't remember that outfit the first day. But I do want to say that I'm looking forward to supporting you in your role as superintendent and my role as a board member.
Anyone else?
I would also like to piggyback on what Mr. Williams just said. Welcome aboard, Weldon City Schools. Look forward to moving forward in the right direction, moving our kids forward, closing the achievement gap, and just looking forward to working with you as a board member.
As everyone have said, Dr. Merritt, welcome. And I too is looking forward to working with you. And thank you for accepting.
Dr. Merritt, I'm looking forward to working with you, and welcome to Weldon City School.
And again, Dr. Myrick, it is a humble delight. Ms. K. Robinson, go right ahead. I apologize.
No problem. Dr. Merritt, I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to working with you. You've done some great things in your 27 years in education, starting in Weldon, and I know you're going to end it with a bang. Congratulations and welcome.
All right. It's a joy and a delight to have you, and we're certainly looking forward to making great strides together with you being a part of us again here in Weldon City Schools. Thank you so much. All right. Moving forward, at this time, everyone should have had their minutes from our April meetings, our call meeting and regular board meeting. And at this time, a motion is in order to approve the minutes from our previous April meetings.
I make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes from April 13th and the special call meeting April 15th. Special call was April 13th. Regular board meeting minutes was April 15th.
Second.
Motion has been moved by Mrs. Bird Robinson and seconded by Ms. K. Robinson that we approve the minutes from our April 13th and April 15th meetings respectively. You've heard that motion. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion, would you let it be known by your voice vote? Ms. K. Robinson?
Aye.
Ms. Jenkins?
Aye.
Ms. Harrison?
Yes.
Ms. Hale?
Aye.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Bird Robinson?
Aye.
And O.D. Sykes, aye. Let the record reflect unanimous approval of our minutes from our April 13th and April 15th meetings respectively. At this time, we will go into our reports, and we will have our superintendent's report at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, board members, employees, parents, and the Charger family, it is my pleasure to share with you my May superintendent's report. First of all, I want to offer my congratulations to Dr. Myrick. And I'm also very proud that this board had the good sense to hire a good alpha man to take the job of superintendent as one alpha to another. I'm so proud that you are here. I know that you're going to do a great job. And I certainly offer my support to you in any way that I possibly can. And we just look forward to having you here. Thank you so very much for accepting this position for more reasons than one. Thank you. There were and will continue to be challenges as we put forth our best efforts to provide a quality education for our students, but teachers, administrators, staff, students, and parents continue to successfully overcome those challenges through commitment, communication, and a determination to serve our students in the best ways that we can. We are in the midst of planning for end-of-year closeouts and end-of-year activities. Some of those activities include prom on May 21st, a graduation parade on May 22nd, RVET graduation on May 27th, the Weldon High graduation on May 27th, and the Weldon Middle 8th grade graduation on May 28th. There are other events that are being planned as well. We are completing plans for our summer school program, which is slated to operate from June 7th through July 22nd. Again, I want to emphasize that guidelines and criteria for summer schools are determined by the state. There are specific requirements that must be adhered to, leaving a limited amount of flexibility for the local school district to design and implement the program. The state has directed that student participation in the summer school program is strictly voluntary, with emphasis placed on helping students to overcome academic deficiencies that may have come about as a result of the drastic changes and circumstances created by COVID-19. We have recently submitted applications for both ESSER 2 and ESSER 3 grants to the state. If approved, these grants could bring approximately $8.2 million in funds over the next 3 years to Weldon City Schools, which will provide a tremendous opportunity to upgrade our infrastructure, capital outlay, and academic recovery needs that may have been compromised or diminished as a result of the COVID-19 crisis. While there is no guarantee regarding this funding, we have reasons to be optimistic that some or a large amount of the funding may soon become available. If so, it will have a tremendous positive impact on every student and employee in the Weldon City Schools District. We thank everyone for your patience and understanding as we move forward with managing and addressing the needs of our schools. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Congleton, for your report tonight. As far as my report tonight, it's going to be very, very brief. Want to encourage all of our staff and all of our students respectfully. We're nearing the end of our school year, and we certainly want everyone to end it on a very high and positive note. Want to thank all of our administrators and our teachers for doing what was needed and necessary through these difficult times that all of us have been faced with. Certainly want to encourage our students as they prepare to go home for the summer. Make sure that you read, make sure that you stay abreast of your educational value, whether you are graduating and going to college, or if you're going to pursue a trade, whatever it is, continue to advance yourself, continue to excel. The sky is the limit, and the only thing you have to do is reach for it. And if you reach for the moon and you fall among the stars, you are still in the sky. You have your place, and we certainly want all of our students to continue to excel and achieve. And special thanks also to our staff members and our administrators for the job that they continue to do. And let me say, we did it earlier this month as far as Employee and Teacher Appreciation Week. We hope that you enjoyed the tokens that our school district gave unto you. That was just a small token to say thank you. The amount of hours, the amounts of reports and things of that nature that go along with being an educator, we are grateful and we are appreciative to you. And we certainly want to encourage our staff and students to continue to move forward in a positive direction. Thank you so very, very much. All right. This time we'll have the school health report. Ms. Snipes.
Good evening, board chair, board members, and Dr. Congressman, Superintendent. I am here before you today to provide you our school health updates for the month of May. As some of you may be aware, we do have our COVID dashboard listed on our website that is available for everyone to view. If you have any questions, once you have viewed that particular dashboard, it's available 24/7, and it is updated every Monday, at least by 5 o'clock. Between the nurses and I, we have been updating that information, and I want to thank the staff, the students, and everyone here, the parents and community for keeping us safe and not having any particular outbreaks or concerns at this time. So we have been very blessed in that particular manner. All right. So we just also wanted to give some updates based off of the new guidance that was passed with the executive order, as well as the updates in the North Carolina Public School Health Toolkit. And with that particular update, we have our current practices, which are monitoring symptoms before entering all school facilities, including district vehicles, temperatures, daily symptom screenings, checklists for both students and staff, as well as our staff have been monitoring their symptoms daily as well. Face coverings are required for all. We have been following the deep cleaning protocols at least once a week, just closing the schools down for at least one day a week in order so that we can clean. And then the physical distance requirement to the maximum extent possible for at least 6 feet. So we're going to continue with this process until June 4th, and then starting on June 7th, which would be the beginning of our summer school program, we will be aligning ourselves with what is in the guidance, which is required by the school reopening, which will be staff must disclose and stay home or go home. Staff and students must disclose or go home if they are feeling sick, or stay there if they have tested positive, they have recently had close contact with persons with COVID, or they are showing COVID symptoms. Face coverings are still required within our public school buildings as well as on our school buses. And so again, that will take effect starting on June 7th when our summer school programs open. So we would no longer be requiring the daily symptom screening as well as the temperature screenings when they are entering our facility, both the transportation and school buildings. Any questions?
Yes. Do we have, even though we say that our students and staff are supposed to stay home if they're not feeling well, do we have something in place in case, if a student comes to school, do we have like a care center or somewhere where our students can go until a parent picks them up? And if the parent can't pick them up, do we have an alternative route
Yes.
that we're gonna go? Okay.
So we still have our isolation rooms, which we are going to continue as that's part of the guidance within the North Carolina Public Strong Safety Toolkit, as well as, so if a parent or a student is exhibiting, or a staff member is exhibiting symptoms throughout the day, they will be isolated within that school room. If they are safe to leave, if they are an adult, they will be, able to drive themselves home. If not, we will try to assist with contacting the next family member to support them in getting home. We will do the same for our students, monitor them at least on 15-minute intervals. Our nursing staff has trained all of the designated personnel within the school building to monitor that particular room. We still will have our designated staff members, which is at least 5 at each school, except for RVAC, because of their size, they only have 3. And they will remain there until a parent is able to pick them up. If a parent is not able to pick them up and someone is at home to monitor them, if the parent cannot come to the school, but there is someone at home to support and monitor them, or there's a different location, we have already spoke with our transportation department to possibly take them home, given the permission from the parent, either during that, before our students have to go on the bus, or using a separate, we have also a designated bus that will be supporting us in transporting those students home if they're not able to be picked up.
So in this care center that you're talking about, how many students will we have? How many students can be in there at a time?
So
And what is how far are they from each other?
So it is a standard classroom size. So typically based off of our walkthroughs and our buildings report, like in the elementary school, they can house 15 to 18 students with 6 feet social distancing. The middle and the high school is about 12 to 15, also maintaining that 6 feet and making sure that they have that mask. So that would be the max if any situation happens to occur within the school building. But we're hoping that that doesn't happen, so we won't have to utilize those rooms. To date, I only know of one situation in which we have utilized that at the middle school, but other schools, we have not utilized that room or that space at this time.
Is additional PPE available for the person who is working in that room at that time?
Yes, so we have the additional PPE that is monitored by our nursing staff, and they have the gowns, the face shields, as well as the disposable masks, which are also required for that area, as well as gloves and other things. And then we also have a surplus amount of those items available in the event that the school has used up what they have, and then be able to provide some additional if necessary.
Is there a form that goes home with the student to share with the parent? Do we have pathways that our students can return back?
Yes.
Okay.
So we are utilizing the pathways that are set forth within the toolkit. The nursing staff have also developed a form to go home, as well as we are doing follow-ups with those particular impacted students or staff. And so they follow up every 3 to 4 days, depending on their length of quarantine, if they do have to quarantine. And we are also following the guidance if they have tested positive and able to return, because right now, if you test positive, you can return early within 10 days instead of the 14 days. So we are monitoring that, and we have, and the staff, especially the staff as well as the parents that have had to participate in that, have been very appreciative of that, mid-week check-in with them and to check their symptoms.
And we're encouraging the parents to have the students log in virtually if they feel like it. So
if they are well enough to do so, we are encouraging them to log in virtually if it is possible. But if not, we understand, because they are particularly sick.
Yeah.
We want them to get well first before, because if they're not well, then they can't focus on anything we're doing education-wise.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions in our boardroom or online? Ms. Kay Robinson, do you have any questions? Okay. All right. No other questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ms. Snipes. All right, we're moving forward with our building and grounds report. We just not gonna have it there. Okay, all right. We'll move past that one for tonight. Dr. Congleton informed me that he had an emergency. I think he said yes, so he won't be here tonight. All right. Moving on to E, our monthly financial statements. Is Mrs. Campbell,
She should be on.
is she on?
I am.
All right. We're ready, Ms. Campbell.
Good evening, Board Chair, Reverend Sites, board members, and Interim Superintendent Dr. Congleton. Our monthly financial report for the month of April 2021, starting with our local fund 8. Our beginning revenues is $832,826.85. Total deposit for the month was $100,294.60, bringing our year-to-date total to $933,121.45. Our beginning expenditures is $809,094.57. Total expenditures for the month was $48,605.03, bringing our year-to-date total to $857,699.60, giving us a net result for the year as of April the 30th, 2021 of $75,421.85, bringing our unobligated fund balance to $456,287.72. Current expense, Fund 2. Our beginning revenues is $1,807,819.44. Total deposit for the month was $94,401.42, bringing our year-to-date total to $1,902,220.86. Beginning expenditure is $1,052,752.29. Total expenditures for the month was $140,551.30, bringing our year-to-date total to $1,193,303.59, giving us a net result for the year as of April the 30th of $708,917.27, bringing our unobligated fund balance to $1,479,204.27.
Ms. Campbell.
I'm sorry, I read the wrong one. I kept looking, that's why I kept pausing. I apologize. I was reading a March one, I'm sorry.
All right.
And he had up the right one. Thomas, if you can bring that the local one back up, please. No, go over to current expense, right there, yes. I apologize, I am so sorry. Okay, beginning revenue is $1,902,220.86. Total deposit is $128,094.68, bringing our year-to-date total to $2,030,315.54. Our beginning expenditure is $1,193,303.39. Total expenditures for the month is $141,591.44, bringing our year-to-date total to $1,334,894.83, giving us a net result for the year of $695,420.71, bringing our unobligated fund balance as of April the 3rd of 2021 to $1,465,707.71. A lot of sevens.
Ms. Campbell.
Yes, sir.
The report that you just gave, you still read some different numbers with the beginning balance and the total total monthly deposit. It was like a dollar and some cents off. I'm looking at the report that you gave and the report that I printed out from my packet. Those numbers don't coincide with each other. Your beginning balance and your monthly deposit and the year-to-date total. I don't know if you're reading from something that's different than what's on the board or not?
I'm reading the one that I printed off. Thomas, go back up for me, please. I'm actually reading off the one I actually printed off, and it is the correct one. And why that one changed on my figure, I'm not sure, because all the totals that, oh, there's a 90 cents off on the fines and forfeitures. That's what threw it off right there. The fines and forfeitures, 90 cents off right there.
Okay, so it should be $6,375.90.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
the
sir.
discrepancy then.
Yes,
And
sir.
that-
I apologize.
The total monthly deposit and, okay. All right, we'll adjust it by the 90 cents. If you don't mind, would you send
I
us
can
a,
send a new one. Yes, sir, I will.
thank you.
Capital outlay. Beginning revenue is $277,852.10. Total deposit for the month was $23,307, giving us a year-to-date total of $301,159.10. Beginning expenditure is $130,266.45. Total expenditures for the month is $11,403.23, giving us a year-to-date total of $141,669.68, giving us a net result for the year as of April the 30th, 2021 of $159,489.42, bringing our unobligated fund balance to $613,869.42. Child nutrition. Our beginning revenue is $441,063.01. Total deposit for the month is $49,796.81, giving us a year-to-date total of $490,859.82. Our beginning expenditure is $431,481.16. Total expenditures for the month was $43,792.72, giving us a net result for the year of $475,275.88, giving us a net result for the year of $15,583.94, bringing the unobligated fund balance to $278,589.94. And those are our monthly financial statements for the month of April.
Ms. Campbell,
Yes, sir.
if you would go back to our current expense fund two, our contracted service amount, that's in red. Share
That
with
is
us.
that is a refund. As you remember, we have a contract with the Department of Public Instruction, Child Nutrition, where we pay for their employees and they reimburse us for the service, and we got some reimbursements back for where we issued invoices for refunds.
All right. Thank you so much. Any questions for Ms. Campbell? All right. Any questions?
No, I don't have.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Campbell.
And I have
Moving
my,
on.
I'm sorry.
Moving on to F, you want to share with us?
I'm presenting for approval tonight, State Amendment number 36, State Amendment number 37, State Amendment number 38, Federal Amendment number 17 through 18, and Local Amendment number 17 through 18 for approval, if there's no additional questions. If there's no questions, I'm sorry.
Board members have questions on any of the amendments? Right. None to my left, any to my right? Ms. Kay Robinson online, do you have any questions about amendments?
No, sir.
All right. Hearing none, a motion is in order to approve said amendments.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the said amendments given by our financial officer.
You didn't hear him, Ms. Kay Robinson. Mr. Williams has
I'm
put a
sorry,
mo-
Mr. Williams.
That's all right. Will you second it then?
Second.
I didn't. You got the second here too. I didn't hear. All right, Ms. Hale seconded. Motion has been made by Mr. Williams and seconded by Ms. Hale that we approve the amendments that have been requested. You heard that motion. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none. All in favor of that motion, would you let it be known by your voice vote? Ms. Bird Robinson?
Aye.
Ms. Bird Robinson?
Aye.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Hale?
Aye.
Ms. Harrison?
Yes.
Ms. Jenkins?
Aye.
Ms. Kay Robinson? Ms. Kay Robinson?
Aye.
All right, and O.D. Sykes, aye. Let the record reflect unanimous approval of the said amendments. All right. School nutrition, summer feeding program. We're moving as quick as we can.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Our summer nutrition program will be starting June the 7th and end on July the 22nd. We will be closed for the holiday of July the 5th. Our program will have 3 sites. It will be the elementary, middle, and high school. We will also be feeding the community by using 1 transportation bus, and our school nutrition van will be helping out in areas where the bus will not be able to continue. Our breakfast time, we have breakfast time set for on-site and for the transportation sites. And I have 60 workers that want to work on the summer program. Do you have any questions about the summer program?
All right.
Excuse me, you said it was only 1 bus that's going to.
1 bus.
And
And the reason for the 1 bus, because we started out with 2, and the students is not coming out now. We're taking the meals, receiving the meals, so I just narrowed it down to 1.
Any other questions?
And you don't have numbers now anyway, right?
No,
Not yet.
and the reason I have my 6 workers on standby, because sometimes they get sick and I need a sub to replace them. Not only that, the first week of June, I'm gonna let my workers be off the first week because they are tired, they have been working through the pandemic. And the last week of July, they will be off also. And I'm trying to be prepared. If we have a lot of students to come in on the 3 sites, we'll be covered. Now, if it happens where the participation is not as large as we're hoping it to be, I can always make adjustments. The program has already been approved through DPI. So I can always update our applications. And if I have to shut a site down, I have our van to transport the food to that site. We won't be cooking in that site, then we'll move to another site and we can transport the food to the students. So I have a plan ready.
All right. Thank you for having that plan A and plan B in place.
Thank you. Sounds good.
All right. Any other questions? All right. Thank you so much,
You're welcome.
Mrs. Donna. All right. We'll receive our instructional report at this time. Ms. Pittman Mark. All right.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
Board
evening.
Chair,
Good evening.
board members, Dr. Compton, Dr. Maverick, and all of my guests here, and Frederick. Okay. So I will give our daily instructional report now. Okay, so y'all will start our good news, and I hope this student is watching on YouTube, Mr. Benjamin Mills is the recipient of the Elder Quality Scholarship.
All right.
Senior at RVEC, he's also one of my AIG students, so kudos to Ben. If he's watching it, his family, congratulations again, Ben. I do want to mention that we do have a lot of seniors who are receiving scholarships. I think RVEC was May 11th, they had their senior banquet, and the high school is actually having theirs tonight. So congratulations to all the scholars who are receiving scholarships.
Yes.
Okay, so our curriculum and instruction support team members are listed here. And if you remember, Ms. Hale, you talked about the teachers. So now you'll see that we've added Ms. Crystal Flood, Ms. Anissa Robinson, and Ms. Angelica Walton. So we have representation from K through 12.
Good. Awesome.
And testing and accountability, as you all know, both testing windows are open now. So we have our EOG and our EOC assessment taking place now. Today was the first day for RVEC and the high school, but we've been having testing going on since last week for our elementary and middle schools. And we have our re-administration, which again is from DPI, called our summer program. And those dates for instruction are June 7th through 11th. And the students have to attend the remediation portion of it to do the re-administration or to take the assessment, which will be June 14th through 17th. And then this is actually just a review of what we talked about at our previous board meeting. So I'll just continue on. Okay, our summer extension program, as we talked about the dates, is June 7th through July 22nd. However, I do want to mention that we have 2 staff development days. It's June the 2nd through June the 3rd. So during that time, on June the 2nd, we will have a meeting with our site coordinators, and at that time, we'll talk about, time sheets, expectations, procedures, those types of things. That's on June 2nd, and then there will be in-house PD at every site on June 3rd. We have the times there. We have used 3 sites. So for 9 through 12, all of those students will go to the high school. So the RVEC students will be in the high school. We did talk about, depending on the numbers, being able to just use maybe 1 hallway of a school or 2 so that the custodians could continue clean. Okay, so we were prepared. We know we wanted to talk about food nutrition, but Mrs. Garner has already given her piece on that. Okay, and again, this is the piece that I talked about. We'll talk about health and safety protocols, curriculum expectations, EC accommodations, and AIG differentiation for the students who do attend our summer extension program. Okay, and CTE boot camp. Ms. Davis, are you online? Okay, so we'll have a CTE, which is our Career and Technical Education Boot Camp. Middle school students will have the opportunity to participate in STEM activities. We have Mr. Kevin Jones, who will be at the middle school. The high school students will have the opportunity to finish any credentials or performance-based measures that they were unable to complete during the school year. Entrepreneurship, we have Dr. Lenora Austin. She will be helping students brand and create their own soaps and scrubs. Family and consumer sciences is B. So she'll have students earning their safe food handler and food manager credential, and they're also participating in a global cuisine project.
Good evening again.
Evening.
So just to give updates, we are in the midst of our federal programming options and applying for our grants for our EC students and our EC population. We are looking at restructuring some of our teachers and moving some things around because of our decline in student enrollment, as well as the students that are eligible, which we are excited about that. Some of the students are quote unquote graduating from our program. We are in the process of working on our state behavior support grants. We have summer learning opportunities, as well as we're going to be offering not only academic services, not to the same extent that they are offered throughout the school year, but we also will be offering something to our students to address that academic loss. And then also related services, depending on those eligible students and those that will be in need of those particular services, will also be provided over the summer. And specifically our students that are receiving occupational therapy services, we did have, due to the pandemic, one of our providers, our contract providers, no longer was able to support and sustain us. So we had to reach out to another provider, which has been another one of our contract providers in order to support us, but they end up having a medical emergency. So we are extending, and we will be sending letters to those impacted families and students so that they know what they will be eligible for over the summer as far as their compensatory services to be offered for over the summer to address those services that were not met throughout the school year. All other services will be based off of what the IEP team may deem and the data that we have collected. We are wrapping up our virtual Special Olympics. We are so excited for that opportunity to partner with the Special Olympics of our region as well as with the state. They have had a wonderful time participating. They had a party last Friday via Zoom. So I'm waiting to see the pictures. They received hats as well as t-shirts, and they had a glow party last Friday. So we are so excited for that. As far as our preschool programming, we are underway with our screening. We had some screening today as well as yesterday, and we have approximately 20 students that have completed an application and are currently going through screening process. We are going to be offering, thanks to the funding and support with NC Pre-K, as well as some of our cater support services, as well as here at the elementary school with Ms. Jones. I'm speaking in an assistant Dr. Jones, with Ms. Jones, as well as with the teachers and the instructional assistants. We will be offering a summer bridge program for our preschool students that will be transitioning from preschool to kindergarten. We were hoping to offer something greater than just the transitional from preschool to kindergarten. So hopefully moving forward in the years to come, we will be able to offer more services and support for those that are coming into our preschool program, offer something over the summer. But you will try to address that concern because we weren't able to offer something for our incoming 4-year-olds. We are going to be doing a staggered entry in the fall, so that it gives them a day or two in the building with a smaller group of students so they can get acclimated, learn various social, emotional, and other things that are required when you come into school for the first time, instead of having all of the students come in, which we have the capacity to hold at least 35 preschool students. So we don't want all of them to come in, especially given the pandemic and they haven't had an opportunity to engage and maybe possibly play with others. And then as far as our specialized instructional support services, which is student support services, we are excited that we are ranked number 2 in our FAFSA completion, which it is a great honor. The high schools, as well as Ms. Shelby Miles, our college advisor, has been supporting that effort, and we are so excited for that. And this is across the state, out of all of the districts and charter schools across the state. We are also celebrating this month, Mental Health Awareness Month. We have specialized instructional support have been providing information and resources to our staff. It has been Nurses Month, so we celebrated them as well. It has been Physical Fitness and Sports Month, which some of our schools had a salad bar for our staff. So those things and pictures are displayed on our website. I want to give a special shout out to our school nurses, Ms. Nurse Cheek, as well as Nurse Madison, for their leadership in our Physical Fitness and Sports Month. Also, it is stroke awareness. They're doing some things with that, asthma and allergy awareness, as well as better hearing awareness. We are currently still working on our school social emotional learning and school mental health plan, which will be presented to you guys next month for approval to be able to be submitted to the state. And that's part of our RQ program, which is Reset, Refocus, and Recharge, which is our alternate to suspension, as well as our in-school support services program.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It is my pleasure to come before you with the federal programs and parent engagement. And always starting off with great news. We've been awarded the 21st Century Community Learning Center Summer Grant Award. We were notified on May 14th, and we will be able to start implementation throughout September 2021. We will have that time span in order to spend the funds. So it is we're in the planning processes at this time to try to make sure that we're able to provide these services to our students throughout the summer. It's that time of the season when we're working on consolidated federal applications. So we've got ESSERs 1 and 2 were submitted on May 7th. Special thanks to everyone. We've given the highlights on that, but we did want to kind of report back. We did get it in on time, and now awaiting the final results of that particular grant. With the consolidated application, we're also we're making applications for our Title I, Title V, Title II, Title III. All of the federal grants are in process. Currently, you may have received a survey, because a part of that is getting information back from our stakeholders. So that tomorrow I'll be doing a drawing in order to encourage an incentive for individuals to complete the survey. So that was sent to students and parents. Our staff is on schedule. Principals have conducted their necessary planning at their school level, and we are working on budgets. As of today, I have met with all 4 principals. And we're working on budgets to get those budgets ready to make sure that we're on time with that process as well. Also, as a team, we've been working on gathering information and completing our strategic plan to run from 2020 to 2025. That is the report from the Federal Programs Department.
Ms. Austin,
Yes, sir.
just for clarification, did you mean ESSER 2 and 3?
Yes, sir. We submitted.
Okay, you said 1 and 2. I just.
Okay, yeah, okay, I apologize. ESSER 2 and 3.
Okay.
ESSER 1 is ongoing.
Right, that's right. I just want to be certain.
We have ESSER 1.
Okay.
So yes, sir, ESSER 2 and 3 applications were submitted on time.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that concludes our instructional report for the month of May. Any questions?
Questions?
No, I don't have any.
Questions to my left? No?
No, I don't have
Questions to my right? Questions online?
No,
You said you do, Ms. K. Robinson?
no.
No, okay. All right. Thank you so much. All right. And I guess you don't present this, right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Dr. Congleton will share with us the ESSER funding discussion at this time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
What I want to bring before the board right now in regards to the ESSER funding is regarding the actual positions that we hope to have funded through ESSER. Not the personnel that will be going into the positions, but the positions themselves that's been put into our plan that was submitted. And the first one is the Executive Director of Administrative Services. We're hoping to be able to have that position approved through our ESSER grant. And but we also, just as a caveat to this, we feel that this particular position is really, really vital and so important that even if we don't receive the ESSER funding, which I don't think is going to be an issue, I think we will, But we still want to offer this position, even if we have to fund it through some other means, because I think it's really just that important in terms of what this position represents to the school district, the Executive Director of Administrative Services. This individual would be in charge of working with the transportation, the food service, the maintenance, the ESSA grant, the ESSA program, and also any special projects deemed necessary by the superintendent. I think it's high time that these areas begin to have a special focus so that the school system can grow in those areas. Other positions that we are requesting through ESSA funding would be a federal programs administrative assistant. The federal programs and grants and so forth, it's really growing at a rapid rate. It's becoming quite overwhelming. And so that office does need some assistance in trying to administer and maintain the documentation that's necessary for these particular grants. And also we are requesting 9 part-time interventionists that would be spread out among the 4 schools. And these interventionists would be assisting in the area of English and language arts, math, and science, providing some specialized instructional services to students in need in those particular areas. We're asking for 3 full-time specialized instructional support staff that will provide additional support to our social workers, our student support specialists, and individuals in those areas. And we are asking for 2 additional full-time maintenance people that would come under the auspices of that grant as well. Maintenance of skilled trade employees that will provide support to our current department for completing the upgrades and many of the maintenance projects that will come about as a result of the ESSA 2, ESSA 3 plan. And because we are looking at things like HVAC upgrades and air purification systems, technology, telephone communication systems and things like that, and as part of the grant request. And so in order to make sure that all of those things, are addressed and properly supported, we're asking for 2 additional maintenance people to be a part of our maintenance team. And also 3 instructional technology facilitators. And the instructional technology facilitators will continue to work towards integrating technology into our schools, enhancing any face-to-face lessons and involvement that we have. Because I think that as a result of what we've gone through in the last year and a half as it relates to COVID, I think that things have changed on a permanent basis in terms of how we will go about delivering instruction to students, the availability of technology and the utilization of technology to further our instructional goals and needs that our students have. So, and hopefully, we're coming out of this whole COVID situation, but I don't think that means that things are going to go back to the way that it was prior to this. So I think we have to embrace that and make the adjustments as we go along. And we're also asking through the ESSA grant, if the grants are approved, that we be allowed to give every employee in this school district, full-time and part-time, supplemental pay in the amount of $2,500. And all of the individuals that received a Christmas bonus would be eligible for that. In other words, we use that same criteria, with the exception of the fact that if you were on the payroll as of April 30th, and you were a full-time or part-time employee, not a, specialized contracted employee, but our regular full-time, part-time employees. It doesn't matter whether you are a certified employee or a classified employee, if this is approved by the state. So I want y'all to listen to me very, very carefully now, because, that's the caveat. This has to be approved by the state. But if it is approved by the state, then each employee would be eligible for the $2,500 supplemental pay. And because that is one of the things that's allowable in terms of the chart of accounts through the ESSER grant, if it is approved. So I'm going to ask the board tonight to approve these positions, but also keep in mind that there's one caveat in terms of all these positions, and that's with the executive director of administrative services. All of these will be contingent upon the ESSER grant, except that particular one. If the ESSER grant is approved, it would be paid for, but if not, then we're asking the board to allow us to fund that particular one through other funds that we have available to us if the grant is not approved, but we think that it will be. And one reason why we are asking for that at this point in time, because with that particular position, we'd like to be able, if the board approves this tonight, we'd like to be able to go ahead and advertise for that position immediately, rather than waiting and see whether or not we actually get the grant, because we think that it's very, very important that we, show up some support for the school district in this particular area. So with that having been said, any questions before we take action on this, or any further clarification needed?
Dr. Combs, I have a question.
Yes,
sir.
For the 3 instructional technology facilitators, is it full-time or part-time? Is it full-time or part-time?
They're full-time.
Full-time.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, so the only part-time was the 9 part-time interventionists.
Okay.
The only part-time positions?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, that's correct.
My only question, Dr. Congleton, is, God forbid, the ESSER funds are not approved by the state, in which we are very, very hopeful that they are. You said that the funding for the position of executive director of administrative services, we would look for other means to fund that.
Yes, if it was
right.
not approved, if the ESSER was not approved.
What funds specifically? I know you have referenced Fund 8, but what do you think there may be any other opportunities as far as any other grant funds that we may receive that could
Well, I don't
assist
know.
with that?
I don't know about grant funds, but we could certainly look at all of the funding that we receive to cover administrative positions and those kinds of things, along with Fund 8, which represents our local funds and so forth. Sure. And so with all of the changes that's taking place and some of the restructuring and reorganizing that's taking place, that may be able to slide into a slot that we're already covering, so to speak.
Right.
So,
right. Okay.
But, I just wanted to be sure that, that everybody understood that if we didn't get that grant, then
right.
we had to figure out another way to pay for this. Sure. And speaking with the finance officer, and I had a conversation with her before finalizing this, she felt good that we could be able to cover it if we had to.
And Dr. Congleton, I'm a stickler, because when we start talking about our local funds,
I understand.
I don't want us to run into something where we are, going over and beyond, because everybody knows, and those that do not know our public, our local funds, they come from our county commissioners. Yes, sir. And they don't want you coming back after they give you what they give you for the year. So I just wanted us to put that out there so we can do all that we can to make sure that we stay within the confines of working it out. I have no problem with the position. I just, the worst case scenario, that the grant is not approved. I'm just concerned, how we're going to maneuver. I think that, as you said, the position is noteworthy. But at the same time, want to make sure we're in a position where we can financially sustain it.
Well, I certainly think that we can, particularly again, when we look at, some of the situations that we have now with certain vacancies and things like that, we may have to make some adjustments. But I just think this is a very important position, and to provide this level of support, both to the entire school district, because we have a lot of needs in those areas. And I think if we had somebody that can just focus on those areas full time, along with some other things, that a lot of other things would go a lot smoother.
Right. And you mentioned the HVAC units and some building upgrade.
Yes, sir.
That was put in the application as well, correct? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I have a question, Mr. Chair.
Ms. K. Robinson, I think Ms. Bird Robinson was trying to, go ahead. She's deferred to you, so go ahead.
No,
Ms.
I
K.
yield to Ms. Bird Robinson. I'm fine.
Okay, so my question is, if we're looking at something we think that's going to help us run smoother, and they can be more focused on certain areas, is what it sounds like. But is that something that we feel that we need to wait and have our new superintendent take a look at that to see if that's what he needs to support him, or if he needs to do something different with that?
Well, I think it's something that we really need to have a conversation about, and then come to some agreement and some consensus, about it, because I think what this will do. See, right now, most of those areas are also connected with human resources. I mean, the person that's in charge of human resources is in charge of human resources and support services at the same time. I happen to think that human resources is too important to be split that way, and so we're going to be looking for, a new human resource director. So that kind of clears the path for that, and also, feels a big need that we have, particularly if this grant is approved. It's going to really be a big need for it. But even if it isn't, if you stop and think about many of the issues that we have to deal with on a daily basis, a large number of them track right back to these support areas. And I just don't think that we're giving it a fair shot by not having someone dedicated and committed to those areas, without another major area detracting from it.
Ms. K. Robinson?
My question was asked and answered.
Okay.
So, I make a recommendation that we approve the recommendations as put forth by Dr. Compton.
You making the motion?
She said it.
You said you're making the recommendation.
I make a motion that we approve the recommendation as put forth by Dr. Compton.
And if I can add, if you don't mind, concerning the ESSER fund.
Concerning the ESSER fund.
Was there a second? Did you second that, Ms. Jenkins?
Yes.
Okay. Motion has been moved and properly second that we approve this recommendation concerning the ESSER funding. And if I can just say it in this respect, so I won't have to restate it at all of what the recommendation entails for clarity. You heard that motion, which was properly second. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all in favor of this recommendation concerning the ESSER funding and recommendations, let it be known by your voice vote. Ms. K. Robinson?
Aye.
Ms. Bird Robinson?
Aye.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Hale?
Aye.
O.D. Sykes, aye. Ms. Harrison?
Yes.
Ms. Jenkins?
Aye.
Let the record reflect unanimous approval. Thank you so very, very much. All right, we're going to move on to presentations, and then we're going to have a break.
This is the most exciting time is to highlight our students, our staff, and our parents at this time. So hopefully our parents and students are watching, and I want to do a formal thank you to each one of them for assisting with making this presentation possible.
All right.
So we're going to start with our student of the month. And the reason I say that is because I reach out to the parents each month, and they provide us the photos, because it's not easy to go out to the schools now to get photos. So we really partner to make sure that we get the best photos of our babies. So starting off, we're going to go with Weldon Elementary School. We have Mr. Ken Williams, who's a first grader here at Weldon Elementary Global Academy. All right. Celebrating you today. We're happy to announce that he's the Mason of the Month due to his caring, hardworking, and respectful. He's just a few ways to describe what a great student he is. He participates in class, encourages classmates, and is eager to learn. We are thrilled to have worked with him as this school year and very excited to have him represent Weldon Elementary Global Academy. For Weldon Middle School, we have Ms. Jalen Williams, seventh grader there at the middle school, who positively contributes to her learning community and leads by example for her classmates. She is respectful to her teachers and her classmates. She's a team player and always willing to lend a hand to her peers and her teachers. She exemplifies the character trait of citizenship and is a model of excellence and integrity for the rest of our team here at Weldon STEM Middle School. For Weldon STEM High School, we want to talk about Ms. Anne Marie Edwards. She's a perfect mixture of a little, and this is basically what the team wrote. A little mix of sugar, a lot of spice, and everything nice. Like all of us, moving to virtual learning was an adjustment, but Anne Marie has shown that when she puts her mind to something, it's a done deal. She's also, recently she has taken a lot of initiatives to ensure she puts herself in the best place academically, and her team, her teachers are extremely proud of the growth and the maturity that she has displayed. Let's give her a hand. Next, we have a senior at Roanoke Valley Early College, Ms. Majoy Smith. She was heard, the submission was by her counselor, who said she felt it only appropriate to close the school year out, recognizing Ms. Marjorie Smith, a graduating senior at Roanoke Valley Early College. She also has earned her associate's degree and been the epitome of mature, responsible, and an overachiever. She has maintained focus throughout her high school career, kept both her personal and academic standards high, and it's all for her. It has all paid off for her. She was recently recognized at our awards banquet for earning multiple scholarships, the most in her graduating class. I think that is She always carries herself with dignity and can cut up too now, so that she can cut up and have fun with anyone. She has been a pleasure to have at Roanoke Valley Early College and a stellar representative of our school and district. That is the presentation of our Students of the Month. Right. Next, it gives me a pleasure to share our Employee of the Month, who's Ms. Christy Edmonds. Okay. And it gives us great pleasure to recommend her as an employee who is kind and has always been a team player. And she is very soft-spoken, and you will never know she's in the building until you see her within the department. This employee goes beyond the extra mile by selfishly committing her time and experience to Weldon Elementary Global Academy. by filling the shoes of a much-needed cafeteria manager since the beginning of January 2021, but yet continuing to do her regular role at the Weldon City Schools Central Office. She comes to work every day, never complains, and makes sure her tasks are completed at the central office as well. So let's give Ms. Evans a hand. Also, we have a parent award that we would like to recognize Mrs. Tillman. She's the parent of Aaron Tillman. Ms. Latasha Tillman, she goes above and beyond to ensure her child attends school daily. She ensures that he does every assignment given on a timely basis, allows her child to seek further explanations of concepts to ensure learning is maximized. Ms. Tillman also allows her child to utilize every learning platform daily, seek help even for herself to be able to assist her child, and constantly communicate with her child's teacher. She values education and consistently does her very best. Her effort is applauded and deserves recognition. She is also avails herself to whatever assistance is needed, not only for the teacher, but our other students and parents online. She was nominated by Mr. Sanders. She is a high school parent. So I do want to take the time to alert the families that are currently our students of the month. We will come out, there are signs in your yard, and we will come and we will remove those signs from the current yards. And then we'll go to the yard of the new families that have been identified as being students of the month. We will bring the trophies and certificates to the students. If no one is home, we will either come back and mail or allow them to come pick them up. For our parent, we have a plaque that reads Most Valuable Parent Award. And it's in recognition of the time and effort spent helping your child succeed in schools. And it's from the Weldon City Schools Parent Engagement Program as of May 2021. The bottom states there are two, and only two, keys to educational success: hard work and parent involvement. And that was from Michael Ferris. Also, along with the signs that will go in the yards, the parents get a sign and the employees get a sign to show their community that pride that they have and the charge of pride here in Weldon City Schools. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mrs. Austin. At this time, let us please pause for a 2-minute break. You all please stretch your legs, do what you may need to do very quick.
question.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. We lost some people. We lost Miss
This
Hale.
Hale's online.
Okay.
All right, you ready? Already online?
Yes.
All right, all ready to my left,
Yes.
ready to my right.
Yes.
All right. We're back for our open session meeting. Thank you for bearing with us as we had moments for our break, had to take care of a little business as well. At this time, we will move forward to number 10, our public forum. Dr. Congleton, do we have individuals for public forum tonight?
Well, yes, we do. We have names. I'm not sure that they're all here, but I'll call
Okay.
the names anyway.
Yes, sir.
Helen Webb Bell. Helen Webb Bell.
If I may, Ms. Helen Webb received a notice yesterday. She got a phone call, she said, from a woman who told her she couldn't call names and she only had 1 minute. So she said she'll just write a letter and thank you.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Okay. So she elected, basically, you saying not to come. I said, you saying she elected not to come.
She said for 1 minute, she couldn't even speak. She will maybe write a letter to you by next month or come next month.
Okay. All right.
All right. Then we had Geneva Branch.
Mrs. Geneva Branch is a 93-year-old educator who was here, and because of the gas, her son could not burn tonight, and she said she definitely would get a letter to you. As one of the oldest educators, she is very disappointed in you.
Okay. And Miss Regina Brooks.
And Miss Regina Brooks is right.
All right. Ms. Brooks.
And before I begin, I would like to say, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, ma'am.
My name was one of the ones applying for superintendent, and I just got the notice yesterday from February. So I know because of technology, I informed the lawyer that maybe in the future they need to check to make sure emails are sent out. So I just learned yesterday that I didn't even, my references weren't even called in. Thank you.
Right.
Now I'll wait for you to tell me about 2 minutes.
Mr. Williams, you said you don't have your, okay. All right. As it has always been, Ms. Brooks, is, 3 minutes to speak.
Would you speak up, please?
I said, as it has always been, it's 3 minutes that individuals are allotted for public forum. It's 3 minutes. And of course, as I have always done to you, at the end of 3 minutes, I'll let you know. But if you're in the middle of a comment, or finishing your paragraph, as I've always done before, we've always done, of course, I will give you that extra time to finish your statement. All right?
Thank you.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Your 3 minutes starts now.
Okay, this is directed to the board members. Thank you for extending your 2 minutes to me to share my professional and personal views of the Wellness school system. I am, again, a faith practicing, worshiping African-American female with a vested interest in education. It's time for each of you to search your heart and your head to verify and confirm if you are ready to collectively as a board to hire the right leaders to restore integrity, professionalism, and academic success to this broken system. The question I ask you tonight, have you considered God's anointed and appointed and highly qualified team, the dream team, Regina Brooks and another highly qualified former employee of Weldon City Schools? We are well capable. We know finance, curriculum, professional ethics, public relations, buses, transportation, administration, K-12 and beyond, food services, academics, and all other areas, early college, exceptional children, as well as federal programs. There is no question about our community involvement, and of course, character and ethics, all of them, both of us are tied to this school system, yet we continue to be willing to lead it without animosity, without shame or regret. In closing, The most important thing I can assure you of is the children will succeed. We will not jeopardize the educational success of not one child. Our steps have been ordered by God. All the places you have allowed us to go, the experiences we have witnessed firsthand. You have tried many in the past 25 years since I've been here. 5 generations since my being a highly qualified educator living in Weldon. Isn't it time to try 2 confident, professional, well-versed, well-prepared African-American women? Mothers, educators, children of God. We are anointed to serve without strife and animosity because we care for the children. And again, this was before I learned that my name wasn't. But I thank God because he has released me, and the children, the blood of the children's on your hands. If the system closed, don't say they did it, say we, the board, collectively decided that we're in charge, we're going to close the system. Thank you so much. And I do have handouts for you.
All right.
And I also have from Eunice, I have a letter that is enclosed in this, so I'll give it to you.
All right.
And as you see, a word of advice, change your directions for the children. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Brooks, for your comments. Do we have anyone else?
No, sir.
Okay, all right.
Excuse me, you just have another.
I just asked the superintendent.
The name?
David Thorne Kim Jackson.
I'm sorry, I overlooked it. Please
Okay.
excuse me.
All right.
My fault. Mr. Thorne?
Go ahead, Mr. Thorne.
You can tell me what you want. Just speak to me.
Mr. Thorne, hold on one second. Mr. Thorne, thank you for coming tonight to speak. I just remind you that we do give 3 minutes for public comments. And when you get to your 3-minute time, I will let you know. But if you are in the middle of, a statement, we will give way for you to finish your statement after the 3 minutes. All right? Let me know when you're ready.
Tell them what you want them to do. Tell them what you want me to do.
Yeah, I want you to read the paper for me. It's from my fiance that came from West Virginia. She brought her son down here in school.
Okay.
You got
And
this
let
out.
me read it to them. I'll read it to them.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Your time just started. Yeah, just stand right there with her. That's fine.
She wrote it all up for me.
Okay. Go ahead. We're ready.
I'm ready. To whom it may concern, I moved here 11 years ago from living in West Virginia all my life. Me and my son, who is white and now enrolled in a 98% Black school, we were having trouble with what seemed like reverse racism. Robbie was having trouble in school. We met Regina Brooks, and she stepped in and helped Robbie with getting along with his classmates. She made sure the bus wasn't simply driving by a white boy. Robbie didn't quit school. He did quit school, but he got his GED, thanks to Regina. She helped my family at every turn. She was a good soul and truly cares for others, no matter the skin color. David Thorne, Kim Jackson, 412 Elm Street, Weldon, North Carolina.
Anything else, Mr. Thorne? Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Thorne, for your comment tonight. And even though you wanted Mrs. Brooks to read, that was totally fine. You signed up, and of course you had the opportunity. You could have whoever you wanted to read for you. So we thank you for coming tonight, and thank you for the letter that you and your fiance submitted and gave to Mrs. Brooks to read. And thank you for reading, Ms. Brooks. All right. At this time, we will move forward to number 11 on our agenda, our consent agenda. Is there any questions or discussion on the consent agenda tonight?
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Ms.
Kay
K.
Robinson. Yes, I don't have a problem with the consent agenda, but letter D, the HCC joint resolution and articulation agreement, it has several grammatical errors. We're referred twice to as Halifax County Schools, and there needs to, if Dr. Congleton will promise us that those corrections are made. I don't have a problem with moving forward in accepting it, but it needs to be corrected. And I feel free, whoever is going to be in charge of that, to call me. And I also feel like we need more members on the committee. They have 7 members from HCC. We're only represented with 3 members on the committee for this articulation committee that's noted in here. As well, we've won an award. I do believe that we've been told in the past about AP courses being awarded to the school system. In this articulation agreement, it states that RBEC cannot have given an AP class. So that may need to be negotiated if we're going to move forward with that at RBEC.
Thank you so much. I guess did they communicate all of that to you, or how did they?
No, but my suggestion would be that we pull it.
Yeah, that's
go through everything, and then we can bring it back.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay. Well, Ms. K. Robinson, your concern have been duly noted. I won't go into it because you said some of the same things that I was going to say. You got it all in your comment. Dr. Congleton just spoke to me and said that he would recommend to us that we pull that so we can go back through and look at all of the grammatical errors, as you have pointed out, and even the collaboration piece as far as those AP courses, et cetera. And he's taking note of that now, as you have just said that. So we'll pull that tonight, if everybody will be in agreement with that, to make sure that we're on target with that, to my left and my right. And those online will pull that, and we'll look to approve that at next month's meeting if everything has been negotiated and worked out properly.
Thank you.
You good with that, Ms. Hale? You good with that also?
Yes.
All right. So we'll pull letter D completely, and we'll talk about that at another time. All right. Anything else on our consent agenda? I have one. The visually impaired teacher. I'm not familiar with this person. Is where are they from?
Ms. Knight, you want to address that, please?
Good evening again. We have an itinerant visually impaired teacher that's been providing services and support. As you are aware, Ms. Sharita Jones, which was our visually impaired, left the district last year.
Right.
So we had to locate services. We tried to use Envision, if you remember that contract provider that came forward last year. They did not have a particular individual to provide that particular services to our student. So we reached out to our state consultant, and they gave us a list of individuals that were available and licensed in North Carolina to provide services and support. So Ms. Sonia Mahad is the visual impaired itinerant teacher. She's licensed in North Carolina as well as other states. She is currently working with a lot of other districts within the state, but that's who has been providing our services and really doing a very good job supporting our students.
Where is she from?
She is currently residing in Georgia, but she is originally from North Carolina. She's working with Orange County, some other school districts within this state.
And you know, I have concerns about that. We can't find anybody in North Carolina, Georgia?
So this has been an ongoing, if you ever follow the services and support for our students across even our related service providers,
Sure.
this has been an ongoing battle across the state and across the nation as far as the shortage. Given the number of students that we have, who was available at the time, and we're still obviously always looking for others who are locally available. But at this time, we don't want to start the year off with nothing and not have those students be served and then have to pay, make up compensatory services.
Sure.
So that's where we are right now. We have definitely been in contact with our consultants, not only for all of our services. As you can see, we have been contracted for a long time. We did have a provider for speech and language, which she went on to do other things. So that's where we are, especially in the Northeast, trying to find valuable candidates and providers in this particular area. But the state does and is currently working on something to possibly provide additional funding and support that could entice individuals who are not working in the private sector where they get paid more money to support our students.
I just have some, and I understand what you're saying, having somebody in place to start the school year, but I'm just concerned about the level of support that can really be given. And the person is in Georgia. We're talking about 8 hours or even 10 hours, depending upon where they're located in Georgia. I have some major concerns with that, especially when we're talking about meeting the needs of our students right here.
Correct.
Because I don't know this to be true, but I'm not trying to assume, but in this case, it seems if they're in Georgia, then if they're not coming themselves, they have to in turn, possibly send somebody to make sure.
So right now with this new realm of virtual world, this particular person has been providing virtual services to our students and has been doing, I can't really share the parents, but they have been giving very good services to our students, that some things that we did not have for our students, we are now able to get and are eligible for them to receive. So we are, like I said, we're still looking for someone here locally to try to fulfill. And I believe previously, before Ms. Jones, it was something that the district initiated as growing our staff member and supported her taking those certification classes.
Okay.
So we're looking to try to do that as well. But right now, we haven't had any takers. So we are still obviously continuing to look for that.
And I understand having to have somebody in place to start the school year, because we don't want to be in a position. I get that, but I really hope that we can find somebody
and we are
closer.
still working with Envision, but they just have not, because we had Envision Services, the contract provider that is based here in North Carolina. We waited 6 months and they still could not find a provider to come to this area. So we are still working on that, and that is just a dire need area in the state. And given the number of students that we have, which is a very few, that need that support, that's what we can do right now until something else comes available.
All right.
I think Ms. Kimball provided some services.
She did.
Prior to even Ms. Jones coming on board. Is she not available?
She is not available at this time. We did reach out to her as well, but she is now working full time at the charter school, and so she was not interested at this time. So we were trying to reach out to who has helped us out before.
Sure.
But right now, she wasn't, quite ready to take that leap to come back and work.
Okay. Any other questions on the consent agenda? Any questions online about the consent agenda?
No.
All right. Then a motion would be in order to approve the consent agenda minus item D.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda minus item D.
Second.
Motion has been moved by Ms. Hale and seconded by Ms. Harrison that we approve the consent agenda, pulling item D off of the consent agenda to be approved at a later date. You heard that motion. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion, would you let it be known by your voice vote? Ms. Jenkins? Ms. Harrison?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Bird Robinson? Ms. Kay Robinson?
Aye.
Ms. Hale?
Aye.
And O.D. Sykes, aye. Let the record reflect that that motion was approved unanimously as it has been motioned. All right, we'll go now to item number 12 on our agenda for tonight. We'll entertain a motion to approve the items that were shared with us in closed session.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion that we approve the recommendations of Dr. Congleton.
Oh, hold on a second. Ms. Jenkins, do you still want to?
Yes.
Okay. So we will.
I thought he
She wanted to, didn't want to vote on any of it. We were still going to pull that. Ms. Jenkins, you still wanted to pull the those coaching assignments, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes, all.
He just pulled the one in particular, all of the. So Ms. Jenkins requested that we pull the coaching assignments, correct? From the items on closed session, we vote on that separately. So we'll have two motions. You got me?
Yeah.
Do you still motion with the other recommendation minus the coaching assignment? We're gonna vote on that separately.
No, I only make my motion to use for Dr. coaches. I'm just doing the first.
Right, that's correct. Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay, so now the motion would stop there.
Right.
Okay.
The personnel recommendation minus the, we're gonna vote on that separately.
Right.
Okay. You motion for that?
Right.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned by Mr. Williams and seconded by Ms. Harrison that we approve the personnel recommendations that were recommended to us by Dr. Congleton. You have heard that motion. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. But just for clarification, so is this going to include the coaching recommendations or not?
That this does not include, this will be a separate motion.
All right, so
Yeah, minus let me be specific. Minus the coaching assignments, that will be a separate motion. All right, everybody clear? Everybody online? That's a separate motion. We're just doing the personnel recommendation minus the coaching assignments right now.
Yes, sir.
All right. That was Mr. Williams' motion and that was Ms. Harrison's second, correct?
Correct.
All right, you heard that motion. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion, would you let it be known by your voice vote? Ms. Bird Robinson? Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Sykes, aye. Ms. Harrison?
Yes.
Ms. Jenkins?
And you said that was minus the coach.
That's correct. All right. Those online?
Aye. Tiffany Hale.
All right.
Aye, K.A. Robinson.
All right. And O.D. Sykes, aye. Let the record reflect unanimous approval of the personnel recommendations minus the coaching assignments. At this time, a motion will be in order to approve the coaching assignments that were recommended. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the coaching assignments that were recommended by Dr. Congleton.
Is there a second? Okay, all right. It's been motioned by Ms. Tiffany Hale and seconded by Ms. Bird Robinson that we approve the coaching assignments that were recommended by Dr. Congleton. You heard that motion. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion, let it be known by your voice vote. Ms. K. Robinson,
Nay.
Ms. Hale,
Aye.
Ms. Bird Robinson?
Question.
Yeah,
It's minus what we.
that, right. This is just coaching. That's all. Okay. Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Harrison?
No.
Ms. Jenkins?
No.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is except for the
Right.
position.
Right.
Okay. That was pulled.
Correct. All together.
All right.
You,
I'm good.
okay. You still aye?
Yes, that's for the other position, right?
Right, the coaching position minus, of course, it was amended. He amended.
Yes.
Right. Let me go back again, because I've gotten mixed up myself now. Ms. K. Robinson, what was your vote?
Nay. No.
Okay. All right. Ms. Hale, what was your vote?
Aye.
Okay. Ms. Bird Robinson, what was your vote?
Aye.
Mr. Williams, what was your vote?
Yes.
Ms. Harrison, what was your vote?
No.
Okay. And Ms. Jenkins, you said no.
No.
Okay. Look like it's left on me. I'm gonna vote no. At this time. That'll come back before us. June. All right.
I have a question.
Yes,
Just
ma'am.
to be clear, that was pulling one, right? I mean, that was pulling, okay.
Correct. 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 All right. Moving on to number 13. Let the record reflect that was a 4-vote no and a 3-vote yes. You got it. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Number 13, discussion property protocol. You got it. Go ahead, Dr. All right.
I received the following request in regards to the pre-K building, a request for consideration of purchase or lease of the building. This proposal is for the purchase lease of the former pre-K building located on Sycamore Street in Weldon, North Carolina. If the committee, meaning the board, decides to entertain my interest in a purchase lease, I would like to have a tour of the property to identify areas needing renovations prior to me making an offer to purchase or accepting the lease agreement. I have identified this location for a psychosocial rehabilitation program for adults and day treatment for children in Weldon, North Carolina, which will accommodate adults and children with mental illness living in the entire Halifax County. The projected start date is contingent upon the purchase, lease, renovations, and licensure from the state of North Carolina. The building would have to meet Department of Health Services regulations requirements. Therefore, possible renovations may deem necessary, which will be my responsibility of meeting those requirements. Property utilization. The proposed property will be used as a psychosocial rehabilitation program. This program will teach independent living skills, activity of daily living to adult individuals with mental illness. The proposed property will also be utilized as a day treatment facility for children with mental illness. This program will provide individual/group therapy, professional intervention, community services, and etc. Population served would be adults and children with mental illnesses living in Halifax County. Hours of operation will be Monday through Friday, 8 till 2. Day treatment would be Monday through Friday after school until 7. National accreditation for the sponsoring organization, yes, accredited by the CARF International. And this request is being made by the Helping Hands organization and is represented by Ms. Regina Bale. And the Helping Hands organization is the name of the agency that has been in business since 2014. They received national accreditation via CARF International and are in good standing with all management care organizations. And they will provide the services that I've just mentioned to you. But the sponsoring organization is the Helping Hands organization. And so they're making this request of the school board, and I'm presenting it to you as requested. And I just need to know, what the next step should be in regards to this request.
And Reverend Sykes?
Yes, sir.
This is Neil Ramey. If I may, just to tag on that, this is properly for discussion. I don't think anyone would expect the board to take action on a proposal like this without time to give it thought and study. But just to frame for you some legal parameters here, if you wish to sell or lease this property, there's a couple ways you can go. You can lease it for under 10 years without having any large hurdles to jump. That's just a pretty discretionary decision by the board. If you do wish to enter a lease purchase agreement or just sell the property outright, though, you have to do two things. First, you have to declare it surplus. And secondly, you would have to follow some competitive process for sale. So you can't, unless there's a few narrow exceptions under the statute, but we would have to study to see if this organization would qualify. I don't think they probably would, unless it's another governmental unit or something you have to put up for bids in some way. So you would have to have some competitive process for true sale or lease purchase. So I just want the board to be aware of those legal rules. But again, I think it would be premature to ask the board to act on this, and it's for discussion only. It's properly an open session item to discuss whether you're interested in selling or leasing the property. And again, I just wanted to offer the legal parameters.
Thank you so much, Attorney Ramey. Any further discussion? Well, I'll say this, as you said, Attorney Ramey, I know we're not in a position to make a decision tonight. This is for discussion, as you stated. There are several things that we don't know and we need answers to as far as that is concerned. So until we can get answers, just for example, a fair lease agreement, amounts or rental, however you want to call it, we don't know any of those things. And Dr. Congleton just read this, but the validity of the organization, of course, hadn't been verified or anything of that nature. So I know this is just for a discussion, but does anybody else have any questions or comments, or you just want to do some preliminary legwork to see what it is, and then we can go from there? How do you, board, how do you want to move forward? Or don't do anything?
Mr. Chair, I think we should table it.
All right.
Until we have more information.
Okay. They were saying table. I don't know if y'all heard them or not until we have more information. Online?
And it's not even necessary to take any action, Reverend Sykes, because this is again, just for discussion. So you don't need to table. I think it would be fun, if the board's interested in getting some more information, just a simple consensus to ask the administration to gather more information from the proposer and to report back to the board would be fine. But okay. you don't need to take any formal action at this time.
All right. Okay. Is everybody good with that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. All right.
Well, would you all be amicable to having a representative come down to go through the facility, to take a look at it? But, in order for them to, if they're going to make an offer, certainly they need to assess and evaluate, the property.
Right. I can go along with that. I mean, because that would be under your direction,
right.
As far as scheduling appointment, things of that nature.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't have any problem with that because it's still going to be left up to the board to decide whether, yes. So I don't have any problem.
I just need to know what the next steps should be.
Right.
What you all would like for me to do in terms of next steps.
Sure.
If you wanted to get the whole plan, that's fine. Or if you want me to pursue further and get additional information and allow them to come down and take a look at it, we could do that. It's fine.
I like the idea that you just stated. That's me. I think everybody was saying that. Online, what are your thoughts, Ms. Hale, Ms. K. Robinson?
I'm fine. I'm fine also.
All right. Ms. Jenkins, Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Just, okay, get the more information. Okay, all right.
Information, yeah.
All right.
And I will ask them to come down.
Sure. Well, you'll set all of that up.
Yes, sir. We'll go from there.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Thank you.
Sounds good. All right. Is it anything else to claim my attention? Any board member have any final words or thoughts?
Motion to adjourn.
All right, Mr. Williams, motion to adjourn. Ms. Bird Robinson, seconded. That we adjourn. You heard that motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Online.
You can have all of them.
Voice vote. Aye.
Aye.
All right, Ms. Jenkins. Ms. Harrison?
Yes.
All right, Sykes, aye. Mr. Williams, aye. All right, he didn't let me get it out tonight. All right. Let the record reflect unanimous vote to adjourn our meeting 9:44 p.m. Meeting